I want to ask you something, guys. What the fuck are they thinking in North Carolina by passing this law? What is the point of passing this law? Why would you stir the pot with this law? Why would you do this? They have no precedence. There's no precedent. There's not one example that some transgender went into a lady's washroom and sexually abused a woman, or vice versa, in North Carolina. They have no precedent.
And you saw what happened. All of a sudden, a bunch of companies and people stood and said, basically, they turned their back on it, right? We want nothing to do with it. That's what you want to do.
Well, why, Perry, you're a smart.
Do with it.
Why would you create that kind of misery as a governor?
Bad politics, mistake. Fundamental strategy mistake. A bunch of different reasons.
Well, what's the point? Why would you, with all the shit that needs to be done, all the stuff that needs to be taken care of, why would you get into a controversial situation where you are not going to win? And it's bad PR for any companies that have their head offices there, bad PR for the government, bad PR for the state, and bad relationship between the state and the government, the federal government. What's the point? What did that law help, Eric?
I don't know. I think remember we talked about this with Bill a few weeks ago. I have no idea. I mean, I've read a little bit about it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me as to what they're trying to accomplish with this. So I really don't have an answer.
Well, but you wanna fix things. Like, there's big laws here in Ontario, and I believe the rest of Canada. If you build a public place, whether you have a restaurant, you have to have accessibility for anybody that need wheelchair accessibility. For washrooms to get in, ramp, you have to have that.
Of course.
Or if you don't, you're not going to get a license. You have to have that. So what I'm saying to you is, the United States have gone through a lot of change in changing where their discrimination policy now on the federal level is incredibly great now. There should be no discrimination. We're all the same. The only difference is the way we play the game. We're all the same. Why wouldn't you say, okay, if you're a transgender, there's a washroom here, just like, a lot of fathers, we're having a lot of a great lady brought this up yesterday, a lot of single fathers who had a kid or who want to change their kid, which washroom do they take the kid in? Do they take them into the men's washroom with all men there, and if it's a little girl,
I think
allowed in the women's washroom?
I think you have to, obviously, in that
washroom, which is unisex for changing babies.
No, I think if you're a man, obviously, when you're a grown man, you change your daughter in the men's washroom as long as...
I know, but there's guys, I would feel uncomfortable, so they have a third washroom now.
Okay.
I'm telling you, they got a third washroom now for changing babies and stuff.
Well, I don't know if every business has the capability.
I've seen it everywhere.
Yeah.
Or you can use the washroom access.
Okay.
But the point I'm not trying to get into schematics and logistics. What I'm trying to tell you is, Eric, why the fuck would you put yourself in that position? Like Perry said, lose a lot of businesses, a lot of.
I don't know. I have no answer. This one, it's baffling to me.
It's bad politics. Yeah. Somebody's giving you the wrong information, or.
So what's the out, Perry? What's the out? If they called Perry Lefko and they asked you for your advice, the governor of North Carolina, and he asked for your advice, what's his out? How does he get out of this?
Right now, just stand up and say I was wrong. This is crisis management, Frank, and you understand that as a businessman. When it's a crisis, you either decide to A, stand on your platform, B, come up with an excuse, or C, say I was wrong and made a mistake. Be human about it. People make mistakes. It's as fun, and I'm not going to be a wise guy about this, but I will say that Donald Trump did say that Caitlyn Jenner could use his washrooms at his hotel anytime, and his You may think that's kind of funny, and you may think I'm being kind of smug in saying that, but it's a small little thing to say that you care about every type of person, gender, whatever it is. They made a fundamental mistake in politics. Now's the time to step up and say, I made a mistake.
What about you? If Trump called you Mr. Cohen, what would your advice be?
Well, I think what Perry said is it's a very smart thing for Trump to say something like that. It makes him out to be, a man of the people, and that's definitely, obviously, something that's not always been the case with some of the attacks and some of the comments he's made about minorities.
But what would you say to North Carolina, the senator and the governor there, about this controversial?
I would say abandon ship. Like, it just isn't going to work.